The 1990s arrived. Technology transformed. Digital cameras, digital editing, color saturation increased. And suddenly, movie costumes stopped being historical documents. They became pure spectacle. Costume designers understood the camera differently. They understood color psychology. They understood that in a world drowning in images, a costume had to scream. Welcome to FRAMEFIT, where cinema meets style. This is the era when fashion in film became more important than fashion on the runway itself, more important than high-end designer collections, more important than what celebrities wore to award shows. Because once a costume appeared in a blockbuster film, it reached billions, instantly, globally, without marketing, without advertising, just pure cultural saturation. Before the 1990s, cinema reflected culture. After the 1990s, cinema created culture. The shift was dramatic. The power was absolute, and the outfits changed everything. This is the countdown. The 10 most iconic movie outfits from 1990 to 2020. The costumes that defined modern cinema. The garments that became global phenomena. The designs that influenced billions of people to change how they dress, how they think about themselves, how they see possibility. These aren't just costumes. These are cultural documents. These are moments that changed fashion forever. Number 10. The Dinosaur Hunter Ensemble. Jurassic Park. 1993. Robert Muldoon's khaki uniform. Not theatrical. Not dramatic. Not designed for fashion magazines. Practical. That's the genius. Costume designer Deborah Lynn Scott understood something crucial. Danger looks like practicality. The khaki shirt, the cargo vest, the boots, they communicated competence. Reliability. Someone you'd trust in a crisis. Someone who knew what they were doing. Young people copied that look because it meant something. It meant you were capable. It meant you could survive impossible situations. It meant you were a hunter, a protector, someone who understood nature and could navigate it. One film created a uniform that dominated action cinema for decades. The khaki shirt became the costume of choice for adventurers, explorers, and anyone wanting to look like they knew what they were doing. It became aspirational not because it looked expensive, but because it looked like survival. Number 9. The Redemption Suit. Forrest Gump. 1994. Forrest in that simple blue suit, not expensive, not tailored perfectly, not designed by a famous designer. Just blue. Costume designer Joanna Johnston understood that character speaks louder than fabric, that authenticity beats fashion. Forrest's suit represented innocence in a complex world. It represented simplicity as a superpower. That blue suit appeared in multiple scenes throughout the film. By the end, audiences understood something revolutionary. This man succeeds not because of fashion. He succeeds despite his indifference to it. He succeeds because he's genuine, because he's real. That's revolutionary messaging from a costume. The suit communicated that maybe fashion doesn't matter. Maybe authenticity does. Maybe the best costume is one that doesn't draw attention to itself, but to the character wearing it. Young people learned from Forrest that simplicity could be powerful. Number 8. The Leather Jacket and Sunglasses. Pulp Fiction. 1994. Mia Wallace's black dress is iconic, but more iconic is her leather jacket. Simple, dangerous, worn. Costume designer Betsy Hyman understood that leather communicates threat and power. That jacket made Mia Wallace unforgettable. Not because it was beautiful by traditional standards, because it meant something. It said, "Don't mess with this woman. She owns the room. She controls the narrative. She's dangerous." Young women wearing leather jackets in the 1990s weren't just dressing fashionably. They were channeling Mia Wallace. They were claiming power through fabric. They were using costume as armor. That leather jacket became the uniform of rebellion for an entire generation. Number 7. The Emerald Gown. The Great Gatsby. 2013. Daisy Buchanan's luminous green dress. Designed by Catherine Martin. That dress exists to communicate wealth without words. The color alone that specific shade of emerald, became associated with luxury, old money, and unattainable beauty. Young women wanted that dress, not because it was historically accurate to 1920s fashion, because it looked like money. It looked like power. It looked like a life most women would never live. It looked like the American dream. The costume communicated aspiration itself. It told viewers, this is what elegance costs. This is what old wealth looks like. This is beauty you're not supposed to have. And yet they wanted it anyway. Number 6. The Avatar suit. Avatar. 2009. Jake Sully's Avatar body isn't technically a costume, it's visual effects. But costume designer Deborah Scott designed the movements, the way the body is contained in that blue form, the physical language of the character. The Avatar suit proved something revolutionary. Even in a fully digital world, costume design still mattered, still communicated. The blue alien body became more human than human because of how it was designed to move, to express, to exist in space. Young people wanted to be avatars because the costume made them believe they could be something more than human, something stronger, something with purpose, something noble. That's what a costume can do. Make you believe you're something you're not. Transform you psychologically. Number 5. The Dystopian survival suit. The Hunger Games. 2012. Katniss Everdeen's black suit, designed by Judianna Makovsky. That suit communicates revolution. The suit says, this woman is dangerous. This woman will change the world. This woman will burn the system down. Young women wore versions of that suit as cosplay, as statement, as uniform of resistance. The suit became a symbol of fighting against impossible odds, of refusing to be silenced, of becoming the voice of change. The costume wasn't beautiful in a traditional sense. It was functional. It was powerful. It was a weapon. It changed how young women saw themselves as agents of change. Number 4. The vintage Hollywood gown. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, 2019. The costumes designed by Ariane Phillips celebrate the glamour of 1960s Hollywood. Sharon Tate's white gown exists as a reference to old Hollywood elegance, to innocence, to a time before tragedy. The costume communicated a lost era, a time before the Manson murders changed everything, before violence destroyed beauty. The costume carried historical weight. It carried sadness. It made the film itself more meaningful because the clothes told a story of innocence about to be destroyed, beauty about to be taken away. Number 3. The Aquatic armor. Aquaman. 2018. King Arthur Curry's underwater armor, designed by Michael Wilkinson. That's not a costume you wear. That's a costume you inhabit. The green and gold suit communicates royalty, power, ancient authority, and aquatic possibility all at once. Young people saw that suit and wanted to become superhero royalty, wanted to lead kingdoms, wanted to command respect. The costume proved that fantasy worlds need fashion designed with the same intention as reality, with the same psychological power. The suit made the impossible look inevitable. Number 2. The Final Descent dress. Titanic. 1997. Rose's blue ball gown on the staircase, designed by Deborah Lynn Scott. That dress is the moment cinema proved what costume design could do. The movement of the fabric, the cascading elegance, the color that seemed to glow. One descent changed everything. Young women asked seamstresses to replicate that dress. Young men understood what they were looking at was beauty. That gown appeared on screen for approximately 2 minutes. 2 minutes changed fashion globally. That's the power of context. That's the power of cinema. That's what happens when costume design meets perfect cinematography meets emotional stakes. Number 1. The Rebellion jacket. Star Wars: The Force Awakens, 2015. Rey's ensemble designed by Michael Kaplan. The wrapped tunic, the boots, the head wrap, they communicate someone forged in survival, someone who will save the galaxy, someone you'd follow into impossible battles. Young girls saw that costume and believed they could be heroes. That's what costume design does in its highest form. It doesn't just dress characters, it gives permission. It says, you can be this. You can become this. You can change the world. You can save people. You don't need to wait for permission. You can wear the uniform of a hero right now. What connects Jurassic Park's khaki to Star Wars' Rebellion jacket? Understanding that costume communicates beyond words. From the dinosaur hunter to the galaxy savior. From the dystopian fighter to the underwater king. Every costume was architecture. Every garment was intention. Every design was a blueprint for how to be. The 1990s to 2020s proved something crucial. Costume is character. Costume is communication. Costume is revolution. A single costume worn by the right actor in the right film reaches billions instantly. A dress goes from screen to replicas to everyday fashion in weeks, not months. Weeks. That's the speed of cultural transformation cinema enables. These 10 outfits represent moments when cinema proved it is the most powerful influencer in human history. Not magazines, not social media. Cinema. Because cinema controls context. Cinema controls emotion. Cinema controls meaning. Cinema controls how we see ourselves and what we believe we can become. Subscribe if this fascinates you. New video every week. This has been FRAMEFIT. Thanks for watching.